Okay, good morning, class.
Good morning,
Hi.
madam.
All right. So this morning we are going to have the lecture online. It escaped me to send you the slides, and your captains did not also remind me. So I'll do the lecture with you. And unfortunately, I don't have a recording of this particular lecture as well. I would have just sent it to you. So I'm doing the lecture with you, then I'll send it to the weekend and the evening students. When are we supposed to start the face-to-face? When? I'm waiting for an answer. Is Honam on the line? Honam, are you online? Honam. Honam, are you online? Or anybody else? When are we supposed to start the face-to-face?
22nd.
22nd, which is next 2 weeks, right?
Yes, please.
Okay, so like I mentioned before, on our first meeting, I will take questions from you. I'll address all issues you may have on the previous slides I've sent you. And once we are done with the questions, then we'll continue from wherever we've gotten to. The network is not too stable, but I am praying that we'll be able to at least finish before it goes off. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to take you through the other channels or aids to electronic banking. Then once I am done, if you have any questions, you can raise your hand, I'll call you, you ask. Then I'll try my best to address the questions you ask. So that is going to be the format this morning. I'm going to take you through the slides. Then afterwards, you ask questions you may have. Okay, so we started looking at electronic banking channels or aids to electronic banking. And so far, we've looked at the ATM and electronic cards. We've seen how ATM banking has helped with the self-service banking. We've also seen how electronic cards banking too has helped with the self-service retail banking. This morning, we are going to look at other channels like telephone banking, branch networking, mobile banking, internet banking, personal computer banking, etc. So we begin. Let me see if I'm recording. All right, so the recording is on. So let's begin with telephone banking. Telephone banking. In fact, telephone banking, hey, Charlotte, you've raised your hand. Is there a problem?
Yes, madam. Madam, please, we didn't do electronic cards.
I've sent you electronic cards video, YouTube video. That was for last week. I sent you electronic cards. Madam, I'm listening.
Madam, please, last week we didn't receive any video or slides.
Honam. Now, are you online? Because I have sent electronic cards video. I sent 2 videos. One actually I realized later wasn't playing, but you no problem. Don't worry. After the class, I'll resend the video to you. I'll resend the video. Then when we meet face to face, you can ask questions on electronic cards. Is that okay?
Yes, madam.
All right, so let's move on. So telephone banking, if you look at the history of electronic banking from the perspective of Ghana, you would notice that telephone banking is by far one of the oldest electronic banking delivery channels, which has been with Ghana. In fact, the history in terms of Ghana's experience with electronic banking, e-banking actually started with banks using telephone banking and office or automation devices like the telephone and faxed mail. That is how it started. And telephone banking till date is still a channel which is very vibrant and banks are making very good use of it. Now, telephone banking, it helps bankers to deliver banking services to their clients. What it does is that, the telephone services are provided by the telecommunication institutions or companies. And so what happens is banks team up with these telecommunication institutions or companies, and then they off your microphone. Okay, every microphone should be off. All right. So as I was saying, banks normally have an agreement with the telecommunication companies to help them use part of their services as, to deliver banking services to their clients. Now, telephone banking, normally people confuse telephone banking to be the same as mobile banking, but the two concepts or two aids are not the same. When we talk about telephone banking, this is banking via the telephone or banking via an, how do you call it? A handset. A handset. Here, what we mean by telephone banking means, for instance, you pick up your mobile phone or your landline, then you place a call to your bank. Normally, now banks have customer service centers. If you place a call to your bank's customer service center, then there are some people who have been trained, or customer service personnel who have been trained on how to deal with customers when they phone in. So these people will aid or will guide you as to the kind of service you want to undertake. So whenever you pick up your phone and then you call your bank, you speak to a customer service personnel, or now with technological advancement, we have the computer, like for instance, when you call in to MTN, etc., as soon as you call, then you hear a voice, welcome to MTN, blah, 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 what service do you need? Now, if you've noticed very well, those of you who follow or who do telephone banking, you will see that as soon as you call in your bank, there are pre-recorded computer messages. So the programmed computer message or the pre-recorded message will start, communicating with you. And then you will be guided as to, for instance, there are some services that you may not need a human interference. So, or sorry, intervention. So if you are going to undertake a service that does not require a human intervention, then as soon as you phone in, the computer will aid you to follow the instructions, and then whatever transaction you want to undertake will be done smoothly. So when you bank over the telephone, then you are using telephone banking. Telephone banking is not, and I'm repeating, telephone banking is not banking. It's not banking whereby, sorry, if you hear breaks in my voice, it means I'm admitting your colleagues. Telephone banking is not the use of your bank's app on your phone. That is mobile banking. If you go to your phone, you use your bank's app, or you follow a short code to, undertake a banking service, that is a mobile banking, not telephone banking. Telephone banking only occurs when you pick either your handset, that is mobile handset, or your landline, and then you place a call to your bank. You speak to an agent or a customer service personnel, or you follow the pre-recorded message, and then you undertake whatever transaction you want to undertake. That is telephone banking. Like I said, this particular banking has been around for several decades. Several decades. In some parts of the world now, they don't have any human interventions, as in there's no customer service personnel who would attend to customers' needs. Everything has been programmed. There's a computer software that has been used to guide customers when they call, so that whatever transaction they want to undertake, they will be able to undertake it smoothly. But in our part of the world, we still have the human intervention, because it is not everything that maybe you may want. You may be able, it is not every assistance that the pre-recorded, or programmed services would help you undertake. So sometimes you may want to speak to a human being. If that is the case, then there will be an aspect that will connect you to a customer service personnel who will guide you. So that is telephone banking. Now, okay, I've already described all these. It used to be labor intensive. Because banks used to hire customer service personnel who were trained, and then they would assist customers whenever they called in. But now, like I said, technological advancement has changed a lot of things. Now they use computerized systems or programmed softwares to undertake some of these services. Now, that is the automated phone answering system. What I made mention of what I said, the computerized or pre-recorded messages, that is the automated phone answering system. Now, that is how technology has advanced. So most of these banks you call, the automated phone answering system will guide you. And when a bank is using telephone banking, the bank security system has to be very, very strong. Now, in our part of the world, telephone banking is not used for some other banking transactions, because the security system that those transactions require, they are highly expensive, and I don't think we are there yet. Now, what happens is that if you go to the advanced countries, they have the voice recognition some of their telephone banking services comes with voice recognition systems. And this voice recognition system is a particular technology which banks use. And this technology helps banks or the automated phone answering system, it helps this technology, that is the voice recognition system, helps the automated phone answering system to be able to recognize every customer of the bank as having a unique voice. So that once you are a customer of, for instance, ABSA, and your voice has been programmed, every time you call in, you call ABSA, the voice recognition system recognizes your voice. So nobody else can call and pretend to be you. So that is even the first security system that they use. So that as soon as a customer calls in, the bank is able to identify the particular customer before they even move on with the other security systems. So the security systems that comes with telephone banking are quite, huge and very expensive, because you need to do this in order for intruders not to, walk away with clients' information and other sensitive things like their money or etc. So still on the security matter, whenever you are using a telephone banking in Ghana here, whenever you call your bank, if you have noticed, you will agree with me that the security that banks have put in place, some of them would require a particular numeric number or password or PIN. So as soon as you call in, then the computer will ask you to, for instance, key in your PIN, and you will key in this particular PIN, which is only known to you, or which is supposed to be known to only you. Aside that, they may also require some sort of password. You may have a particular word you say, and then the system would recognize you. Some may also, use some other form of security authentication system. And all these are, some even come in the form of question, where you are supposed to provide an answer. And sometimes you'll be dealing with a live representative who may ask you some of these questions. Some in Ghana, normally they will ask you to key in maybe the last 4 letters of your account number or the middle 2 of your account number. They will go ahead and ask you the current transaction, maybe mention 3 current transactions you have undertaken on your bank for the past maybe month or so, and you are supposed to produce that. Once you produce that, then the customer service personnel would know that, yes, I'm dealing with the correct person. Because if, for instance, you call in, they ask you for your account number, you produce it, they ask you for maybe your card number, you produce it, and they don't go further to ask you certain sensitive questions which you are supposed to only know the answer, and they just allow people like that, we can have the banks are going to have a lot of problems, because we may have people who are pretending to be others, and then they will steal from their account, and it is going to bring a whole lot of issues. So the questions that the customer service personnel ask, they are very, very important. You should not be annoyed when they are asking you such questions. Sometimes they can ask you for your date of birth. They can ask you for the telephone number, your place of work, or your place of your residence. They may ask you to provide, like I said, recent transactions on your account, maybe 3 recent transactions on your account. All these questions are security questions. And these are supposed to help them authenticate the kind of person they are dealing with, to know if it is truly the customer they are dealing with or someone else. So that is the first security, or this is the first thing that happens when you use telephone banking, the security. It is very, very, very important. All right, so telephone banking, a lot of banking transactions can be undertaken over the telephone. Now, of course, except the obvious withdrawal. You know, you cannot speak through the telephone and withdraw money. That is not possible. But even now, with the aid of the mobile banking services, now banks you can use, if you need withdrawal, then they can direct you to their nearest agent. Then you can go and do the withdrawal there. But you cannot get the money from the telephone. That is not possible. You and I know that. So aside the obvious withdrawal that cannot be done over the telephone, a lot of things, and deposits, of course, a lot of banking services can be undertaken via the telephone. Example, you can have a transfer, you can have electronic payments, as in if you want to pay someone, you can do so through the telephone. You can check your balance, you can pay your bills, pay school fees, a whole lot of things you can do over the telephone. So the telephone banking is very, 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 very useful, and it has come to help a lot. Whenever you have a problem with your bank, whenever you have a problem on your account, the first thing you do is to call your customer service center. You call the customer service center, you speak to either a live agent or the automated, what I told you before, the automated phone answering system, and then you will tell them whatever you want to, whatever transaction you want to undertake. Okay, so that is telephone banking. A whole lot of technological advancement, a whole lot of things are happening with telephone. If you look at telephone banking, how it is done today, and you compare it with how it used to be, you would see that so many improvements have occurred. And all these improvements have occurred due to the technological advancement. Now we move on to personal computer banking. Now, I must say that this personal computer banking is no longer in use, but it is important at least you know. It is important you know, so that you know that this particular, there used to be something like this. Well, the reason I'm saying this is no longer there, it is now within internet banking. It is within internet banking. So, so now some people even term it personal computer banking or internet banking. But then this used to be an aid of electronic banking itself. In the early 2000s and in the 90s, 80s, this used to be there. Now, personal computer banking, this was a kind of system whereby banks programmed or installed some proprietary softwares on their customers' personal computers. It could be in those days your laptop or your desktop. Once the bank installed this proprietary software onto your laptop or desktop, then you could have access to your bank account whenever you want to. Remember that in those days, it wasn't internet, it was a software. So once you had the software on your system, you could use it. So they put these softwares on their clients' computers. In fact, banks actually started using this particular banking services with their corporate clients. Corporate clients were given the opportunity to have the software on their office, on their computers in their offices, so that at any point in time they could check their accounts and all that. Then they extended it to everybody. So now people had access wherever you happen to find yourself with the particular computer that has been programmed, you could have access to your bank account. Now, personal computer banking personal computer banking to a lot of banking services could be done over the personal computer. Like for instance, if you wanted to check your bank account, your recent transactions, you wanted to transfer money from one person to the other, you wanted to do a whole lot of things, maybe request for bank statements, etc., etc. Personal computer banking made it possible in those days. And it offered a 24-hour service, 7 days a week service. So that was personal computer banking. Like I said, now personal computer banking is not on its own. It has now become part of internet banking. Okay, and we have internet or online banking. Internet or online banking. In fact, this is the most revolutionary, if you look at the banking industry. And then we are talking about the things that have come to change the banking industry. The internet is one of them. In fact, it has come to change the way banking is done. It brought a total change in the way things are done because before there were some transactions that people thought could never be done outside the banking hall. But with online banking, we saw that all those transactions, they were possible. I mean, you could do them over the internet without going to the banking hall. So internet is one of the 8 that came to change the way banking is done. Now, if we do electronic commerce, we will see that internet banking has not been with us for so long. In fact, I'm coming on. I'm admitting your people, so I have to break another. Okay, so internet banking actually in the year 1889. No, I don't want to go into that because I'll do that under electronic commerce. So I don't want to go into that. And when we do electronic commerce, we'll see when internet was born. And if you look at Ghana critically, internet banking actually started somewhere getting to the mid-2000s, and it has been with us and always been improving ever since. Now, if you read the book of Ezinger, he published this book in 1999. The name is Internet Banking. Sorry, the name is it Virtual Banking? The name of the book, Virtual Banking. It is one of the supplementary tests you are supposed to read. Now, if you read Ezinger's book on virtual banking, he says something about the internet that is so nice, or that is so true, and a reflection of how an internet banking should be. He states, and I quote, that to give customers access, that is internet banking, is to give customers access to their bank account via a website to enable them to enact certain transactions on their accounts, giving compliance with stringent security checks. And the reason why I love this quote is that, you know, he thus acknowledges the fact that internet banking helps. You know, banks normally do their internet banking via a website. Normally they do so. If you go to the bank's website, then you can log into your account. So they do so via a website. But what makes it very interesting and what makes me like this particular quote is the fact that he said, giving compliance and stringent security checks. You see, for a bank to engage in internet banking, then it means that the bank has to prepare well-advanced security systems, put in place well-advanced security systems so that hackers and other unauthorized persons will not be able to go into customers' accounts or hack into customers' accounts when they are online. You know, generally, once you are online, you become vulnerable. That is, anybody at all can just tap into your account or hack into your account if your system is not well protected. And you know what the hackers do? Once they hack into a bank system or a customer's account, and then once they do that, they'll be able to transfer funds from one account to the other, and that is going to go against the bank. Because if you read section 84 or 85 of the Banking Act 2004, it states emphatically that banks are supposed to keep their customers' accounts a secret. I mean, keep it secret. They should not allow people who are not authorized to have access to information that is information about their clients, whether it is their account or information at all. I mean, general information at all. Banks are not supposed to disclose their customers' account information to unauthorized personnel. There are exceptions. The exceptions are they can only disclose it to Bank of Ghana when Bank of Ghana requests, or the bank itself if the need be, or when a court of competent jurisdiction requires, or when the customer himself or herself authorizes the bank to do so. So aside these exceptions, if a bank leaves its system open and hackers hack into clients' accounts and do away with their information, as in use their account information against them, the bank will face the legal consequences. So banks do not take chances like that. That is why when you sign on to a bank's internet banking, what they normally do is that they will send you your username through one medium, and the password too will be through another medium. For instance, they can send you your username through your mail and send the password through your phone as a text message. Now, when you get your password, the fixed password they give you, they advise you that as soon as you log in, and in fact, I know some banks, like EcoBank, for instance, if you log in the first time and you don't change your password, the system would not allow you to do any other thing. So as soon as you log in, the first thing you're supposed to do is to change your password. And the password that you choose, in fact, the banks actually guides you as to how you should formulate your password so that it will be a very strong password. You know, human beings by our nature, we just like using people close to us, like our children, husband, friends, etc. Or we can use events which are very, very, dear to our hearts, like our birthday, our marriage days, etc. These things we normally use as our password. And the hackers, they know all these. So when they try hacking into someone's account, their first guesses are normally on these, some of these things I have told you. So the banks, knowing how easy it is for hackers and other unauthorized persons to guess people's passwords, the bank has, in fact, EcoBank, they have they will actually give you, they have this privacy policy, a privacy policy. They will educate you on what to do, not to share your password with people, how you will formulate your password. And they do this to indemnify themselves so that when you do contrary, you cannot go and blame them. So EcoBank, for instance, as soon as you log into your password, the email that they sent you, they will tell you that in formulating the password, make sure that you combine small letters with capital letters. Aside that, also make sure that you have numerics in the password. You also have special characters as well, special characters. So you see that, for instance, if you are, let me just do something. I don't know why my laptop is misbehaving. My cursor is not. Okay, it's a touch screen. So let me just see what I can do. Oh, see, the devil is a liar. The devil doesn't want me to show you. Don't worry. It is just not picking. Once the sign comes, the cursor should blink. Okay. So, I wanted to write something, but my cursor has just refused to show up. It's not blinking for me to write. But nevertheless, what I was saying is that, so in formulating the password, the bank will guide you that combine small letters with caps. Make sure you have some special characters and numerics in there. So that, for instance, if maybe if your daughter's name is if my daughter's name, sorry, there was a motor person. So that's why I waited. I didn't want the noise to distract what I'm saying. For instance, my daughter's name is Zelda. My daughter's name is Zelda. So there's a high possibility that if I'm formulating a password, I may use Zelda as my password. Now, in order for, when a hacker tries hacking my account, the person may easily guess my daughter's name and get it. So in order for this not to be possible, instead of using Zelda, I may begin Zelda, the spelling of the Z can be caps, then the E will come. Then aside that, I will put a special character of hash in between the Z and the E. Then the L will come. Then I may put an underscore. Then D will come. Then I may put star. Are you following? Then A comes. You get it? I may decide to even make the last A caps. So when you have a password like this, it becomes very, very difficult for the hackers to get. They may have an idea about your daughter's name, all right, but after all, hey, it is not only Zelda you use. You've added or blended in some figures, some special characters, etc., which will make it very difficult to get. So normally banks educate their clients that when you are choosing a password, make sure you choose one that comes with special characters, caps, numerics, small letters, blend all of them. That will make you get a strong password, which will be very difficult to guess. Now, another advice that they will give you is that do not do internet banking in a public space. As in, don't use a public network system, like for instance, Wi-Fi. A public Wi-Fi, maybe UPSA students' Wi-Fi. Do not go into your internet bank account on such networks, because this public network system can easily be hacked. So if you use that to undertake internet banking, before you realize you'll be in some corner trying to check your account. Somebody will be sitting in another corner also seeing everything that you key on your keyboard. The person will see everything, get all your information, and use it against you. because some of these public network systems are not well protected. EcoBank, for instance, the first day you log on to your internet bank account and you change your password, they will also require you to download a particular software which is on their website called Reports. They will tell you to download this report and upload it onto your laptop or desktop, wherever you'll be doing your internet banking from. I mean, install it. Once you install this report on your laptop or desktop that you'll be doing your internet banking from, the system or your system becomes well protected. A report is a security software which blocks, it works like it's like a firewall, which blocks all unauthorized access onto your system when you are online. So it's a security software system. So once you install this, it aids you or helps you to undertake your internet banking without any interference. Okay. So that is banking for you. Now we move on to mobile banking. Mobile banking. In most cases, when you mention mobile banking, people will ask you, are they the people that move from home to home? No. Or shop to shop? No. That is not the kind of mobile banking we are talking about here. The mobile banking we are dealing with is the mobile banking that enables clients to bank from their handsets. That is any electronic smart device. It can be your iPad, it can be your tablet, whatever. So once you bank with the aid of a handset, then you are doing mobile banking. Mobile banking actually started as SMS banking. SMS banking. There are so many names that people give to mobile banking. In fact, it depends on the institution, that is the particular bank, and how they will refer to their mobile banking. Some call it M-banking, some call it SMS banking. But all that you need to know is that mobile banking is banking via an electronic smart device, as in your handsets, or that's a mobile device like your mobile phone, your tablet, etc., etc. It started as SMS banking. It started as SMS banking. In the early days of mobile banking, banks, you know, banks used some sort of short codes. It's still there. And not even before the short codes, banks were sending messages, etc., to their clients through their messages, their message inboxes. So you'll be there, you receive a text message that so and so, maybe your bank statement has been sent to your bank account, or your checkbook is ready, come for it, etc., etc. Then eventually it's grown to banks adding these short codes, whereby you be given a short code, you key the short code, it takes you to undertake a banking transaction. Then we came to an app. Now the app is the order of the day, whereby you install your phone, your bank's app on your phone, and you can undertake a banking transaction. You know, the bank alert system was also being done through the through mobile banking, the alert system, whereby as soon as a transaction is undertaken on your account, you get an alert of the transaction. So that is how it started. It started as SMS banking because in the early days, in the 90s and early 2000s, we had nothing like Android. There was no Android phones. So the phones at that time could not support the today's mobile banking. So at that time, the phones that we had, that is the analog phones, they were not digital phones, they were analog phones, that they were using the SMS and the code, etc. Banks were using that for their mobile banking. So when Android phones, then Apple introduces the iOS, etc. When these came, then mobile banking, was taken to a different level, because now with the smartphones, iPhone, and then the Android phones, all you need to do is to download your phone's app. And once you have your phone's app on your handset, you can do so many things with it. In fact, except the obvious withdrawal that you cannot do, you can do so many things. And even now, with the bank's interoperability system that has been introduced, now you can just move funds from your mobile wallet to your bank account, or from your bank account to your mobile wallet. You can transfer money with your mobile phone app. You can make international payments. You can make local payments. Now, it used to be that when I needed to pay my PhD fees, I had to go to the banking hall and then, request for transfer, etc. But now, if I want to pay my PhD fees, I just pick my phone, go to EcoBank app or Barclays app, then I just select international transfer. I transfer it to the particular account that I want the money to go into in the country. Banking has become so easy because of these things. And, now you can just move. Sometimes it is not every day that you can get up and go to the banking hall. Sometimes you feel so tired, you just don't want to go anywhere. So if you need to cash money from your bank account, now with the the mobile interoperability system, mobile phone interoperability system, now you can just pick your handset, transfer the money from your bank account, place it in your mobile wallet, and maybe give your phone and your ID to your son or to your sister or whoever is present to go and cash the money for you. But be careful, that is quite risky. You see, if you give your phone to other people to cash money for you, it means you have to give them your PIN, your mobile PIN, and that is quite risky. If you don't get somebody who is trustworthy, the person can use it against you. So I don't advise you do that. Try and then go and cash the money yourself. But it has become very easy. For instance, if you are in an area where your bank does not have a branch there or an ATM there, which will make withdrawal possible, all you need to do is to transfer funds from your account, bank account, to your mobile wallet. Then you go to these mobile money people, you withdraw money from your mobile wallet. It is as simple as that. So that is mobile banking and how it has changed the way banking is done. Now, mobile phones too have internet. Mobile phones have internet. So internet banking does not only take place on desktop or on laptops. Now, internet banking can also be done with a phone. So if you look at internet and mobile banking, they are interlinked now. You can use your handset to do your mobile banking, your internet banking and mobile banking at the same time. And some of these apps, mobile banking apps too, are internet connected. That is, they only work online, such that without internet connectivity, you cannot have access to your mobile banking, a mobile bank account. So the internet and mobile banking services have now been linked up. You can do mobile banking via you can do mobile banking. I told you to off your microphones. You can do mobile banking with the aid, telephone banking with the aid of your handsets or smart device. Okay. So the services, I have talked about all of them. I've talked about all the services that mobile phone, you can use it to do all these transactions, check your bank account, check recent transaction, change your PIN, a whole lot. In terms of payment, transfers, I've talked about all that, withdrawal. For withdrawal, normally if you want to do, then you have to go to the bank's nearest agent. You can do all that. So all these are some of the mobile banking services that you can undertake. This future functionality system, functionalities in mobile banking is already happening. It's already happening. So some of the things that used to be the future are all happening. I'm going to show you and you see the things that in those days were future. It said that there was going to be communication enrichment. That is, you could use the mobile device for video calls, etc. They are all now happening. Mobile wallets, it is happening. You see, all these things are now happening. So they are no longer free. They are content monetization. Now you know that you can actually upload, if you upload videos on YouTube, etc., and you get up to some number of subscribers, you can monetize and start making money out of that. All these are. Now, some of the challenges with mobile banking normally has to do with the handsets. Some of the challenges, some of the difficulties you may face with mobile banking. If your handset gets stolen, then it's going to be a problem. You know, sometimes your handset can get stolen. And if it is faulty, it means that you'll be off mobile banking for some time. If it's stolen, you'll be off mobile banking for some time. So these are some of the challenges that you may face in terms of mobile banking, the handset operativity. Security too, you know, it is very, 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 very risky when you are using mobile banking, because somebody steal your phone right now, or your phone should get into wrong hands. And you know, some of us, what we do is that, in fact, I am not part, so I won't say some of us. Some of you, those of you who are parts, not all of you, some of you store your passwords and your pins on your phone. That is very, very risky. If somebody steals your phone and the person wants to get into your mobile wallet or your bank account, that's the app on your phone, the person will just scroll through your contacts and will be able to locate the PIN you have saved. Get the PIN, use it to unlock your mobile wallet and your bank account and steal from you. So do not save your passwords on your phone. That is not a good security thing to do. Okay. All right. So you can read more on it when you get a note. Okay. Now, all these are some of the security systems that, you know, if you look at the banks, in order to tighten the mobile banking security system, they normally have authentication mechanisms. Like before you can open the bank's app, it will request a password or a PIN. Once you do that, anytime, maybe for instance, if you are doing a transfer, when you log in, you'll be required to put in your password. Before the money is transferred to, they will request for your password again. So at various stages, they request for some passwords and some authentication mechanisms, so that if you are not the owner and maybe you don't know the password, you'll not be able to go into the person's account. Sorry. Now, the new developments in mobile banking, a whole lot has happened. I've talked about the mobile or bank interoperability, mobile money interoperability system, which was introduced somewhere last year or so, or last 2 years. We've had now this master pass, whereby when you shop, you can just use your master pass IQ which is normally on part of your bank's app. They will just use that to scan, and then money will be transferred from your account to the merchant's account. There are a whole lot of, new developments that have come. As part the assignment I gave you on, picking banks as a group assignment, make sure you are doing it. I told you, or is it the 10 paper? You should form groups and then pick banks of your choice, and then find out some of the things that they are doing as part of their electronic banking, and some of the future plans that they have in terms of that. Take the current course outline I sent, and make sure the 10 paper on it, the groups are being formed and you are doing it, because I'll take that during the last week of lectures. Okay, the last technology we'll look at is branch networking. Branch networking is also another important channel or technology in banking. Now, in fact, this branch networking came to help banks in so many ways. It used to be that, some 20 years ago or some 20-something years ago, if you had a bank account with a bank, for instance, if I had an account with the bank, EcoBank, Medina branch, and Medina branch is my branch, in those days, I couldn't go to any other EcoBank branch, whether in Accra or outside Accra, to undertake a banking transaction. Every time I had to go to my particular branch before I could be served, because my information was only with my branch. There was nothing like a network system which allowed branches to share client information on a common platform. In those days, there was nothing like that. But with the introduction of branch networking, banks were able to network all their branches such that all their branches were linked up, and client information could now be shared among the various branches of the bank on a common platform. So if a customer of one branch moves to another area and the person wanted to undertake a banking transaction, it became very easy for the banks to access the client's information, unlike before. And now, or still, branch networking is in use. Branch networking, whenever you go to a bank's branch, and then you want to undertake a transaction in your bank account, and you are not a customer of that particular branch, but still they serve you, know that it is due to the branch networking that has made it possible. Branch networking has made banks to be able to access clients' information on a common platform. So irrespective of wherever the client finds himself or herself, the person can still undertake a banking transaction with the particular bank that he or she banks with. Now, branch networking is one channel or one aid to electronic banking that is quite dependent on the brick and mortar system. This is one aid or one electronic banking technology which depends on the brick and mortar system. Now, without the brick and mortar system, branch networking would also not work, because branch networking is only happens inside the banking hall. It actually enables the banking halls or the brick and mortar institutions to be able to serve clients, sharing their information on a common platform. So it is highly dependent on banks branch. So some people are even, a lot of debate is ongoing. There's this debate about banks becoming branchless. Banks becoming branchless. That is, banks only existing online or in the clouds. If this happens, then technologies like branch networking are also going to fade out, because there will not be any need for client information to be shared in physical banks branches. I mean, that's a debate which is ongoing. You can read more on that and then also share your thoughts on it. All right, so my people, this is where I end. This particular lecture is not so involving. So we have talked about the other technologies of electronic banking, the aids to electronic banking. This morning, I've just talked to you about telephone banking. We've talked about mobile banking. We've talked about internet banking, personal computer banking, and now we have talked about branch networking. Any questions? If you have questions, you can raise up your hand. I will call you. So any questions? Ask your questions and let me try my best to address them. Or contributions. Not only questions. If you have a contribution, you can also come in. My people, no questions. Should I take your silence to mean you understand? Immediately we finish the class, I'll upload this video on my YouTube channel. So those of you who came late and the other colleagues, I can see only 28 participants. Those who couldn't also participate, I'll share the link with your captain. Just share the link with them so that they can go there and watch. Whenever you visit my YouTube site and you've not subscribed, make sure you subscribe to my channel, okay? Any questions?
Madam.
Yes, my dear Rebecca.
Madam, please, can we get the slides?
Yes, I'll send you the slides together with this video.
And then, Madam, the credit, the electronic cards, we didn't get the slides.
Okay, don't worry, I'll send all to you.
Hello.
Oh, no.
Okay.
I'm listening.
Madam, I sent everything to the group. Oh.
And you see now they are blaming you.
Yes,
It
madam.
was only videos.
Yeah, it is the video.
I sent
Madam,
it.
wait there.
Yeah, it is the video you are supposed to get. For the slides,
Yes,
you know,
madam.
they are on the LMS.
Madam,
So it is the slides, they are on LMS, everything is there. But just that sometimes if you get a video and I don't forget, I add the slides. So for the slides, I'll send them to you, don't worry. But the video, you have it, right?
yes, madam.
Okay, so I'll send the rest. I'll send the slides after the class. So any question on what we've done today, this morning? So should I take your silence to mean you're okay? If there are no questions, then I'd like us to close.
Okay, madam.
All right. So I will send you the slides and the video. The video will be a link to my YouTube channel so that you can listen again to get maybe some of the concepts you couldn't get clearly well. Then I will also send you the electronic parts slides.
Okay, madam.
And the video. And I may also send next week's own. Next week, we are going to begin with electronic commerce. So I'll send you the video as well. It will be a link to my YouTube site.
Hello, madam. Please, we didn't hear you all.
Pardon?
Madam, please. Next week, I want to start with electronic. We didn't hear you all, sorry.
I said electronic commerce.
Okay, madam. All right.
Yes.
Thank you.
Welcome. So I'll send them to you as soon as we are done, okay? I wish you all the best.
Okay, madam. We wish you same.
All right.
Have a good day.
Same to you. Bye.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.